I'm Gregory Sweet. Thank you so much for joining me. It's 3:11 p.m. You are listening to KSVR 91.7 FM Mount Vernon, KSVU 90.1 FM Hamilton Concrete Upriver Radio, and KSJU 91.9 FM Friday Harbor, Washington. All three are part of Skagit Community Radio, and we welcome our web streamers at ksvr.org. Let me take my microphone off here and my headphones, and I've got a special treat for you guys. I've got a duo here from Bellingham called the Sweet Goodbyes that I told you about. And let me kill this background music, and I'm going to turn their microphones on and turn it up. And I've got Amber and Lisa here from the Sweet Goodbyes.
Well, hey, Greg. I love that your last name is Sweet.
Oh, yeah.
It's like we couldn't have set it up better.
Well, thank you. Yeah, and I've had that now for about, almost 7 decades. So we're working on it. But I'm thrilled to have you here. I met you, Amber, when you were doing a little solo gig at the Farmers Market in Fairhaven last, when was that anyway?
Last summer. It would have been
almost a year ago.
Yep.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I was just struck by the beauty of your voice. I liked your music really well. And you said, well, you haven't seen nothing yet. She said, I got a partner I sing with, and she's got even a better voice than I do. And I said, well, okay. Then you'll have to come on my radio show sometime. Yeah. And I was so thrilled when I got your email telling me that you wanted to come on. And since it'd been a year, I was hoping you still remembered. And we want to talk a little bit about, you've got a new album coming out. So tell me a little bit about that. And you're raising some money. You're kind of like KSVR. You're trying to raise some money right now. Right. So tell me a little bit about what you guys are doing.
Yeah, well, we've been, the Sweet Goodbyes, Amber Darn and Lisa Harmon. We have been playing music together for the past couple years. And it took a while for us to get sort of all our ducks in a row ready to record the songs we've been working on, but we finally decided to take the leap of faith, and so we are working on an album that we've been recording now for the past month, and we're finishing up recording in the next week, actually. Excellent. And meanwhile, we launched a Kickstarter campaign. Lisa, you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. We've been working down in Seattle at MTC Studios with Michael Connolly. And that's been a really amazing experience. And so in helping support that, we had a lot of advanced funders helping us kind of kick off the Kickstarter. But now, actually, we had some really good news. As of yesterday, we've actually met our initial funding goal.
Oh, wow.
For the Kickstarter, which was $7,000 to cover all the costs of studio time and mastering and production and just making sure we get the music out. And so that's really exciting.
Yeah. It's exciting.
Super
exciting. And so
really
now
exciting.
we have 4 days left of the Kickstarter, and so we're hoping to reach a stretch goal or two so that we can do some promotion and have some cool merch and
that's great.
Spread it a little further.
That's great.
Yeah.
As you know, it's music is not cheap to make. If you're going to do especially a studio produced album, there are always hidden costs, and not hidden per se, but things take longer than you think they will and all that. So
it's great that you mentioned that, because I had another Bellingham. Actually, I only had 2 of 7 members in here last Friday, which was from Hot Damn Scandal.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And Pete and Mickey were in here, and they haven't done the Kickstarter thing yet, but they've got an album in the can. But I think they're going to have to start thinking about where they're going to get the money to fund it as well. This is pretty competitive, isn't it?
Well, and it's such a unique time that we live in terms of crowdfunding is now a go-to, which is fantastic, and it's also very saturated too.
Yes.
There's a Kickstarter or a GoFundMe all over the place, so you have to sort of be able to stand out and say, what are you offering that's different than other people? And we feel so blessed to have a community around us who, in Bellingham and beyond, who really believe in the music that we're making, and and it feels like the music we write is very heartfelt and very I don't know. Well, you'll hear some of it, but it feels like right now more than any other time, at least in my lifetime, it feels really important to share the gift of music and the arts and
that's great.
Things that inspire people.
Well, it's going to be very important because, as you may have heard when you were driving in, we've lost Corporation for Public Broadcasting Funding. So I came from a station in Arizona where, we didn't have any funding except for the grants that we got, and so we were always bowling for dollars. About 4 times a year for a week to 10 days. So
Oh my gosh, yeah.
KSVR, KSVU, and KSJU are getting into a mode where they're going to be transitioning into that being the primary source
Right.
for income rather than a secondary source.
Yeah.
And well, what have you got? I want to hear some of your songs. You
Yeah.
both got guitars here
Great.
today, and tell me what you've got lined up to play on the air today.
Go ahead.
Sure. Well, we have a song first that Amber wrote called "Make the Grass Shine," and then we have a song that I wrote that's a sweet little waltz called "The Waiting Song." And usually it's a sing-along song, so it's good for being in traffic and humming along to in your car or wherever you might be.
Okay.
And then we have a fast little number that we wrote to kind of kick it out.
Okay, that sounds good. I'll look
Yeah.
forward to that. Do you want to run the first two together, or would you like to have a little gap in between? It's up to you.
I'm going to be swapping some guitars and doing some tuning, so we
Okay,
might
so let's
chat
do
a little
that
bit.
first one, and we'll talk for a couple
Okay.
minutes.
Great.
Then let me turn
Sounds
my
good.
mic off and let you get started. Then,
Super.
whenever you're
Thank
ready.
you.
Everybody's got a dream to sow. And everybody's got somewhere to go. So we look upon the open road and let the wind blow waves upon the river's ocean. We let it roll. Let it roll. 'Cause everybody's got a pocket of tears. 'Cause everybody's got love to feel. So we look upon the clouded skies, let 'em clear walls behind each other's eyes. We find a mirror. We find a mirror. 'Cause everybody's gotta say goodbye. And everybody's wondering why. So we look upon the old growth pines, waiting on a red tail and faith to fly on that same wind that'll topple trees and make the grass shine. Make the grass shine. 'Cause
very, very, very nice.
Thank
Let me
you.
turn your mics up just a little bit for talking.
Yeah.
And you wrote that one, Amber?
Yeah, that was a song that I wrote a couple years ago. It was based. I was inspired by a Rumi quote. Actually, that was basically the same wind that topples trees makes the grass shine.
Great.
And I feel like that's kind of what life's about, right?
Yeah,
You get
it
blown
is.
around by the wind, and sometimes it feels good, and other times it doesn't, and and sometimes it's a hidden blessing. So
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Bellingham duo, The Sweet Goodbyes, Amber and Lisa, and they're doing a Kickstart. By the way, how do you get on that Kickstarter? We forgot to talk about that a minute ago.
Yeah.
So if somebody's wanting to contribute to that, how do they do
Sure.
that?
Well, we have links off our Facebook page, The
Yep.
Sweet Goodbyes, and we have our own website, thesweetgoodbyes.com.
Good.
you can also
then you
just
can
go to
also-
Kickstarter.com and then in the search engine put in The Sweet
It's
Goodbyes.
The Sweet Goodbyes.
And as long as we're the duo from Bellingham,
Right, you got the right one.
I did notice that there were a couple of other Sweet Goodbyes on there, but I found you with no
Yeah.
problem whatsoever. What do you got up for us next?
So this next song is just a sweet little waltz called The Waiting Song, and it's a song that I wrote about, trusting that something is coming to you in the future that will be fulfilling and be meaningful, whether it's love or inspiration or meaning, and not feeling like you have to force it so much, but that you can kind of sit back and trust.
Good. Let's hear it.
Mountain is high, skyline is wide. You sit on the sand, watching the tide. Breeze is so easy, and everything's fine. You sit and you wait for me, watching the tide. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Coffee is cold. You're growing old. Too long on your own. Life on the road. It's not that you know me. It's not that we've met. It's simply a wish and that feeling you get. La 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 la, la la la, la la la, la la la. The mountain is high, skyline is wide. You sit on the sand, watching the tide. Breeze is so easy, and everything's fine. You sit and you wait for me, watching the tide. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la
Wow. I love that.
Thank you.
You two really have a great compliment with your voices. It's just amazing. And I wish the listeners could see the passion and happiness in your faces when you sing. It's just amazing. It's great. You can
does
tell
feel
you
really
really have
good.
what does they call it, as Dan Baird would say, a lust for life.
Nice.
No doubt about it. It was great. Well, let's just, in case you've tuned in late, this is the Sweet Goodbyes from Bellingham, Lisa and Amber. And they have a new album coming out in July. And right now they're finishing up, but still taking contributions on a Kickstarter campaign, which you can go to Kickstarter.com. You can go to The Sweet Goodbyes on Facebook, or you can go to thesweetgoodbyes.com and help contribute to their Kickstarter campaign. Do you know yet where you're going to be kicking off the... oh, you do? Good. Tell me about that. Yeah.
So-
Hopefully, weather permitting. There we
Yes.
go.
Yeah.
We are so happy that we've been asked to do the Concert in the Park series with Elizabeth Park this year up in Bellingham.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, so that'll be Thursday, July 13th.
Thursday, July the
Yeah,
13th.
yeah.
Okay.
And that's a sweet little place, and people
Oh.
bring picnic
Oh.
dinners and dance
Sh-
around.
and so
there's
beautiful.
Ice cream trucks. and-
Yeah.
Music is from 6 to 8 p.m.
6
so-
to 8 p.m.
Yeah, and
Okay.
we're really hopeful too that we might have our good friend Michael Connolly, who's our co-producer as well as multi-instrumentalist, and he owns MTC Studios in Seattle. We're crossing our fingers that he'll be able to
They-
join
to
us
join
as well.
you.
Yep.
Oh,
Yes.
that would.
He's-
Then you'd have the trio.
Oh, yeah.
Then
Yeah,
That's right.
That's
he can
great.
play just about any instrument. So
Oh,
we're- yeah.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
That's great. So
Yep.
that'll be coming out in July. And have you got anything coming up between now and then, or are you just working?
Just a lot of working right now,
Yeah.
studio, and we've got a few private shows that we're playing. We're always for hire for for weddings and parties. I actually just played a toddler birthday party, in fact, like a
Whoa.
few weeks ago. I know, yeah.
Okay.
We reached from the
yeah. But you draw the line at the
Yeah,
clown
no.
suit.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah. Well, yes, definitely no clown suit
Yeah.
involved. But no, this is kind of a time of year. Well, because of the album, we're busy with that. But also, kind of, we're getting ready for all the festivals and the outdoor shows that we'll
Good.
be playing. We're playing the outdoor cinema in
Fairhaven?
Marymore Park too, down in
Oh,
Seattle.
in
So
Seattle.
we're
Okay,
doing that this
good.
year as well. So yes, and in Fairhaven actually on the 15th, just a few days after the CD release,
Good.
July 15th, and
Good.
yeah, lots of hopefully the summer festivals around Bellingham too.
Right.
So
Of course, that's where
yeah.
we first met. Was at
Yeah.
Fairhaven at the square there. That was that was a beautiful day too.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous. That's great. Well, once again, the Sweet Goodbyes from Bellingham have been with us here. We're going to have you do one more song on the way out, and I understand you've got a little uptone you want to
Yeah,
you
you
want
know.
to add to this.
Those are just a couple of mellow
Not that,
songs.
yeah, those mellow folk songs that you've got there, but yeah, I'm anxious to hear what you got. And please, when the album comes out, if you have time, come back and see us. And you know, you've got a standing invitation,
Yeah,
open
awesome.
invitation. Anytime you want to come back, I know that my audience enjoys listening to you as much as I do. I'm a big fan of folk and Americana and roots music, and probably 75% of my show is that. Although I call it a music mix, I get the nice part is I get to play what I like, which is nice, which is great. So tell me what you want to do as your last song, and then I'll let you guys get back on the road.
Great. Well, thanks for having us.
Oh,
We're
my
Yes, thank
pleasure.
you so
glad to
much.
come down.
Absolute pleasure.
This is a song that is called Preacher's Slough, and it's more of an upbeat. And it's actually named. I got the name driving out to the coast, the Washington coast. There's a park and an actual geographic location that is called Preacher's Slough, and
Really?
and I just found that name to be really intriguing, and I wrote about it, and this is the song that came out.
That sounds great. Take it away. Good luck with Kickstarter. Good luck with the new album.
Thank you.
And I'm sure I'm going to see you guys again soon. That's for sure. Thanks so much for being on the show
Thank
today. I
you.
really appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Walk down to the preacher's slough, wash away these burdens and come anew today. Today. Gonna walk down to the preacher's slough, take my head and my heart, I hope to break through today. Today. Through the muck and the mess and rest. Oh, I'm ready for the change. Gonna walk down to the preacher's slough, wash away these burdens and come anew today. Today. Gonna walk down to the preacher's slough, take my head and my heart, I hope to break through today. Today. Through the muck and the mess and all the rest, oh, I'm ready for the change, it's coming next. Gonna walk down to the preacher's slough, gonna baptize my body, that's what I'll do today. Today. Gonna walk down to the preacher's slough, looking for my soul and another view today. Today. Through the muck and the mess and all the rest, oh, ready for the change, it's coming next. Hey! And there's nothing left to hold. Give it away, let it go. There's another story to be told. Let the deepest sound ring out. Gonna walk down to the preacher's slough, won't you join me there with your family too today? Today. Gonna walk down to the preacher's slough, looking for we totally messed up our own song. That's awesome when that happens. Woo! You know, it's like the best part of the song, and you get to the climax and
feel it so much.
and you just fall right off. Let's do that last verse again.
All right.
It's too good to not.
Woo!
You know, it won't sound like that on the album. Maybe. Who knows? All right. Gonna walk down to the preacher's slough. Won't you join me there with your family too today? Today. Gonna walk down to the preacher's slough. Look each other in the eye, say something new today. Today. Through the muck and the mess and all the rest, oh, ready for the change, it's coming next. Yeah. And there's nothing left to hold. Give it away, let it go. There's another story to be told. Let the deepest sound ring out. Mistakes and all, you let those songs hang out.
That's right.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Amber and Lisa, the Sweet Goodbyes, Kickstarter campaign, and new album coming out in July. Absolute pleasure to have you two ladies here with me today. Will you please come back and see me again?
Absolutely.
Thanks so much.
Sounds
for having
great.
us.
Best wishes and safe travels. And I'll put something from Rodney Crowell's new album on next. How's that sound?
All right.
Sounds good.